Just sniffing around.
Yell at them like you would your kids.
No, so this morning we're going to talk through online reviews. So basically, why are they important to us? Why and what talking points we can talk to the clients, impress that importance from them, and then kind of what are they going to do for their business. So to get started, I did just want to ask a couple of us, why or what are the most important talking points that you tell your business owners or your clients as to why online reviews are important?
I usually mention that folks will place more credence in an online review than they will from a recommendation from a neighbor or friend, and that in this day and age when everyone has a computer in their pocket, they do research before they make any big purchase, and that's part of their research phase.
Sure. Anyone else?
Sometimes, if I'm not personally asked, I don't really realize I had that good of an experience. And if somebody does mention something, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that was a pretty decent experience. I probably should go say something about them. So.
Right. Because, I mean, really, I feel like it's a lot easier for all of us to have a really bad experience then be very forthcoming with our feelings online on every social media platform. But as far as when we have a good experience, we just kind of move on about our day. So we really need to be prompted to actually take that time and write a positive review for them.
Definitely.
Anybody else?
People rank better.
So you could do it. Oh, I didn't see you. There's whole.
I usually tell people when I'm talking about reviews and they're asking for reviews, I tell them to ask to help them make other people's choices easier by saying why they chose them.
Right.
So people are going to go out and look, and then that way, it makes it easy for the person to write the review, and it also helps other people choose the
Exactly. So some of the things that I had down here was, one, it builds relationships. I think that's all kind of what we said. It shows that the business is willing to address any problems and that they care. It's going to build additional value for that business, i.e. when people are doing research and so on. And then it's going to build trust and credibility. So then I have a couple bits here for positive reviews, negative reviews, a couple stats to have in your back pocket when talking about this in best practices. So for leaving a positive review, just simply, when you're talking through it with the client, tell them to just say thank you. So how do they respond to it? It doesn't have to be lengthy, and they don't have to offer anything free for, in responding to positive reviews. Is there anything anyone else asks differently or tells their clients differently on how to, respond to positive reviews?
If they actually remember the experience, mention something about that experience with that person,
Right.
If they were the one that personally interacted with them.
Absolutely. So then for negative reviews, I feel like we spend more time talking to our clients about how to respond to negative reviews, because a lot of times the first thing I hear from them are, this person just hates me, or this person never even came to my business, or this is my, ex, or something like that. So I think what I usually do is try to take them back from kind of their personal feelings and then be very kind of objective with my tips that I'm giving them. So I understand that could be that, and I do tell them that, if there is something egregious or if it somehow breaks, that social media's ethics policy, then obviously we can report it, but otherwise, we really have to stick with these best practices, which is, one, to keep calm, and keep an open mind. Two, don't respond with a negative tone, because there are, even though you feel like you're responding to one individual, there are tons and tons of eyes that are also going to see those interactions. So, and thank them, even if it's a bad review, thank them for their feedback. So let them know, thank them for taking the time, and most importantly, take it offline. So I think that's kind of what we all tell them to do, handle it offline to where there aren't a bunch of eyes on it. Does anyone do anything differently or found that anything works with negative reviews?
I have to call, contact me to respond to a review. One, takes the motion out of the response, with past adjustments. Then two, it can provide complaints, engage the experience. Like, oh, hey, you really helped with that one too.
Right. So then a couple stats that I have, just to let everyone know, and you guys can keep in your back pocket, is that 33% of negative reviews turns positive if you respond to them. 88% of customers trust online reviews over recommendations of friends. So kind of exactly what Chris said earlier. And then a 1-star rating increase on Yelp means a 5 to 9% revenue increase. So that's, that's not, I guess, a stat I knew, but I think that usually can connect with a business owner a little easier if they're talking more money in their pocket. So some other best practices that I have here is when you're responding to them, let your clients know, keep their profile up to date, have their information accurate. Always respond to all reviews, positive and negative. And then, always be asking for additional reviews. It's easy, like we said before, for an individual or a consumer to contact that business and put a negative review when they're having bad feelings. It's not as easy or as likely to get a bunch of positive reviews. So be asking those clients to get to leave their interactions, which we'll dive in tomorrow with Mary Grace on how to gain more positive reviews and additional reviews. And then, overall, just acknowledge their pain, take it offline, resolve any issues, and then at the end of the day, if you did resolve them, if you worked through them, make sure that you're asking them to update their review so that people can see it. So that is it of what I have with online reviews. So now we have Morgan here as the featured AC.
So there's actually a couple different tips that I've been using, but one that kind of has stood out in particular has been giving client, homework to do. So I actually have a client, she's a midwife, and she's sort of picky about the content that goes in her articles as well as the photos. And so she had mentioned on the call that she did have personal ones that she would like to use. As far as pictures, so I gave her that homework, sent them over, we can swap them out. And so not that long after she actually did. And she also actually asked me to publish the article, which is good because she's on the do not schedule, so it's kind of on me to get those out. So that's good there. And then my success story, I had an account that was transferred to me kind of somewhat unengaged before, but the first time that I reached out, I was able to schedule a call with them, and we were actually talking about their SEO, and I could kind of tell that he was kind of knowledgeable somewhat about online marketing to an extent, but he kind of kept making references to paid ads and keywords and everything like that. So I kind of put a bug in his ear that maybe SEM would be good for him, because he also seemed kind of interested too. So I ended up working with the sales rep, and he ended up getting a $700 SEM package. So that's awesome. So then Morgan and the Challenge AC need to send a phone call to myself, just discussing the benefits of online reviews and how to respond to them, just anything of value surrounding the online reviews. And submit it to me today before 4 o'clock, if possible. Aaron. All right. That is it. Thank you.